What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, The Tatted Investor. Thank you again for joining and watching the one and only channel where you get all the host tips and tricks to run your Airbnb. On today's video, I'm going to go over how to run an Airbnb out of your apartment. I've been seeing a lot of people bringing this up more and more, and I'm here to give you top 10 tips on how to do that. All right, the first thing that we have to establish is what it is you are renting. Are you renting the entire apartment, like when you go on vacation for a week at a time? Or do you have a secondary apartment unit that you want to rent out as a side business and it gets some extra cash flow? Another option within your apartment is, do you have the available space for a closed off section of that apartment that you can rent out, such as a studio or a private single room? That is also an option when it comes to Airbnb. Lastly, the third option when choosing what it is you want to do and how you want to rent the apartment would be called a shared space. This is when you buy a sleeper sofa or pull-out couch. You put that in your living room and then you just rent out that individual space to the tenant as is. All right, the next major thing that you have to do, and quite literally, is market research. Go onto Airbnb as a traveler. Type in your exact apartment that you're looking to turn into an Airbnb. Get as close as you possibly can if that one does not pop up and nobody else is doing what you're doing. Research the area, find properties as close as possible to yours, same size, the bed bath count, the square footage, just everything that you can put into it that matches all the other units. So after that, look for other listings that have reviews, and a lot of them, preferably 5-star reviews, because it'll show you what people want to reserve and stay at while they're in town at your property potentially. Also, go through as if you're about to book that property for a stay, because it'll show you what the nightly rate of that property is. It gives you an idea of what you're potentially able to charge for your listing when you launch that property. All right, now that you understand and have an idea of what you can charge at your property, it's time to do a thorough walkthrough and to buy the necessities to get this property up and running. This is where you have to think about what it would be like for the guests to stay at your property. And you're trying to replicate as much and as close of a hotel experience as you can. So you have to think like a guest. You have to go through your unit. You have to make sure that everything is working. You got to make sure that the hall closet light works. You got to make sure all the light bulbs are in place. You have to patch up all the cracks, all the nooks, all the crannies, clean the grout in the bathtub, all these little things that would potentially cause somebody to not enjoy their experience with you. Another thing to consider is, if this is your personal apartment, how do you lock up and store your personal belongings that you don't want the guests to interact with? So I would recommend that you have a singled out closet or a storage space that you can put a padlock on, or some sort of locking mechanism that keeps your things private. Next would be purchasing all of the items that the guest is expecting for you to have, such as linens and towels, coffee makers, everything a hotel offers automatically in the stay, but you're trying to create such an experience that the guest wants to come back every single time they're in town. The next important thing that you have to do is to fix your apartment. Be critical. Don't be stingy upon this part. Be extra critical. Go through every single room, check every single thing within that unit that you look at, what you see, what you utilize, the light switches, the light bulbs, the outlets on the walls. Make sure everything works, because if you don't, you're going to have a guest that for some reason discovers that item and then will leave a bad review about your property. And that negative review has a lasting impact on your business. You need to head that off and avoid that as much as you possibly can. It's not a perfect, foolproof plan. You're going to miss things. Things are going to pop up that you're not even aware of. That's when you're learning. But if you take a fine-tooth comb off the bat, it's going to go a long way. You have to remember that when you're operating and running Airbnbs, you have to realize that none of this is about you. Everything you're doing is about the guest and the guest experience. This is a hospitality business, and you want them to remember this. You want to connect to them and relate to them and make sure they always want to come back. Now, the next item on this list would be, as I've mentioned in previous videos, a security lock, a keyless entry door lock. You can buy a handful of options out there that would serve you just fine. It provides a sense of security to them, it provides a sense of security to you, and it creates an ease of access where you don't have to be at that property and or worry about as much If keys get taken home accidentally or lost because a guest went out, something fell out of their pocket, and now they're locked out of their property. You don't want that, I promise you. It's not fun. In the description link below that I'm including is a video on the top 5 things you need to operate your property remotely. In that is my top 3 choices for keyless entry door locks, smart locks, that I recommend and have used and really have come to enjoy. All right, this is, in my opinion, the make or break it moment when you list your property. You need to take high quality professional photos. Don't scrimp on this. This is what sets you apart from all the other operating Airbnbs in the area. Now, the cool thing is Airbnb actually has a photography service where they will send somebody to your property for free, and they will put their stamp of approval, like a watermark, I guess, on their photos, which signifies, yes, Airbnb has seen this. This is an accurate listing. This is exactly what you're looking at. You are booking the correct property. It's great. Utilize that. People eat with their eyeballs. Everything we do starts with the eyes. If you create an appealing listing that draws people in, you're guaranteed that you're going to get people that want to stay at your property compared to competition's. The quality makes all the difference. Next, I encourage you all to start creating your listing. Go to Airbnb, fill out all of the fields that they provide to you. You can click all of the necessary buttons that say apartment, the size of the property, the description of the property, every single thing. At this point, you're going to want to take the opportunity to paint a picture for your potential guests. You need to mention what's nearby, what makes your place special, anything that's unique about your property that stands out so that what you're offering helps you. The more detail, the better. You cannot go overboard on that regard, in my opinion. At this point, you need to just sell that dream. Act as if you are the guest. These people don't know what's in your head. They don't know what you know about your property. They know absolutely nothing. You have to wipe your brain clean and start fresh. Be descriptive. As I said, paint that picture. Take the opportunity to really sell that dream. Another thing, be as clear and precise as you possibly can. I would rather deter a bad guest based off what my listing says, all the information I put within it, than host a guest that's going to cause me problems. It's not fun. I've been there. If you don't want to host things or people such as parties or have events at the property, you don't want your property to be a smoking area by any means, put all of this within the listing description. Inform those guests that are looking at your property what to expect. Be very clear, because if anything does happen, the more you write in your description means the more protected you are when you have to file a claim with Airbnb if somebody breaks the guest's rules, or the house rules, sorry. Airbnb will back you most of the time, if you're able to prove that in your listing description and everything within the property, this said this, and the guest clearly disregarded my house rules and broke them. You can get your refunds. Airbnb will back you. It makes all the difference, I promise. There you have it. Your first guest has come, your first guest is gone, and they left you a 5-star review. Now you might be asking, what's next? Simple. All you have to do is repeat this process over and over and over again. All that you have to do that's different is to just do it better. Next guest that comes in, provide a better level of hospitality. Make this more of an experience for them. Learn how to improve till you get to a point that it just maintenance mode. You get to a point where you don't have to do anything. It just becomes regular maintenance on the wear and tear as things keep going on. Another thing that you can do is subscribe and like this channel. I'm creating weekly value add videos for free just to help you all learn how to operate Airbnb as I have and how I'm doing it on the daily. I'm in this, I'm grinding. It is a never-ending business at this point in time, and it is life. Absolutely love it. So again, thank you for watching my videos. Like and subscribe. Hope to see you in the next video.